Good morning and welcome everybody to our live webinar essendi, your benefits from securing your network with digital certificates and managed cryptography. We are here brought by our trusted partner LoopTap, and a very warm welcome to this webinar. My name is Julian Weber and I am the head of professional services at essendi. To give you a little bit insight from where we are coming, I bring you greetings from Switzerland. This is a picture outside of our office in Altdorf, so that you can a little bit imagine how it looks like currently at our place. We are the essendi AG from Altdorf, out of Switzerland. We are a highly specialized vendor in IT security, and there in the specific part of the digital certificate management. What do we do there? We are managing digital identities, crypto assets and crypto identities, PKI, with our product solution, the essendi. We are there a specialized vendor with our crypto management solutions. We are there working in this since 2015, so we are there, have there quite a history, quite experience in this sector, and we have there also patented technologies. Our main focus is there to optimize and automate the processes around that. We make things easier for the user to really have an easy way to work with certificates. That's also one of the feedbacks we got from our customers, that essendi makes really a difference. And due to the fact that we are an European company, we have no backdoors, and you know the high standards of our data security with our regulations from the EU government. The essendi AG is a member of the essendi IT group. The mother company is manufactured certified company with ISO 27001, and we are there a family business which is building up trust also in matters of the family terms. So we have there a quite familiar working with our partners and with our customers, and this is one thing that we really stand for, and also one of the biggest advantages what we have and why we trust also in LoopTap. So what can we offer you? What is it about? For us, with our specialized product in the crypto management, we work here and we cover here all parts what we see in a life cycle of the certificates. Typically, you won't start with a crypto management in the first way when you build up an infrastructure. So when you are at a point that the infrastructure is growing and you're growing, you will need at some point the certificate management, the crypto management. And at this point, you already have a huge infrastructure. To go from this point to really see what is happening there, you need at first to discover all the crypto assets in your infrastructure. That's on the left upper part. If you discover all the assets, afterwards you need to analyze them, see what is really happening there, what certificates you can take care of or not. Then with them you can really manage actively. That's the third part. You need to bring them into a centralized inventory, monitor them closely for validity and compliance regulations, and in the last part, to automate all the processes around, like really automate the request, the renewal, and the deployment to the end devices. It's a circle, a life cycle. That means at the next step after the automation, you can really you can restart the discovery again to really see whether the automation is working and that the new certificates are there at the site you are expecting them. How does it look like with our crypto solutions? We have on the left side our discovery tool, the essendi CD, which is discovering the crypto assets. On the right side, we have our management tool, the essendi XC, which is managing the crypto inventory actively. And at the bottom, we have our device adapter, which is there to manage the crypto devices in terms of IoT, OT. At the top, you see our PKI solution, which we want to publish at this year. What is the webinar about? It is about how you can avoid stillstands and how you keep your information secure, your information secret and your network secure with digital certificates and crypto keys. In detail, why does certificate play such a central role in a digital ecosystem? Why should you keep an eye on them? And what are your benefits about our solution, the essendi XC Crypto Management? So to the first question, the importance of digital certificates and cryptography. Crypto keys and digital certificates help to identify and encrypt your network so that you have a safe network and can really trust it. And why can those certificates help you? They are working to keep your data secure and safe. And with certificates and digital identities, you can define access within your network and identify those users and machines uniquely. The central role there is to sign and encrypt the data and also to identify the machines so that you can really define who you are trusting and who not. Why should you keep an eye on them? We have here 3 insights. The first one is that the attributes of the certificates are that they have a limited lifespan. That means that certificates will expire at some point and you need to renew them in time to avoid stillstands. Also, the crypto algorithms and sizes are important. Today, we have a specific amount of sizes and algorithms which are safe, but in the future, all the post-quantum computers and stuff, they might be not. And in that way, you need to be sure that you can change them quickly and safely to ensure your data security and your infrastructure security in the future. So the first insight is that you need to handle different and multiple certificates and that this can be quite challenging. A second lesson learned. You need to differentiate between 2 types of digital certificates and crypto keys. You have the one side, and that's the critical part, the unknown. It's a huge number which is brought to your infrastructure by different things like different manufacturers which are bringing certificates and so on. And typically they are undetected. And the second part, it's about the certificates which you really can handle, which you really are in control of because you distribute them already, you're requesting them already by yourself. You need to be here in the driver's seat to really focus on those things, what are happening in your infrastructure. The third part is about the certificates, which are the unknown. They are a huge number, and with this huge number, it is really a threat to your infrastructure because they are unknown. They are uncontrolled in the end of life terms of the certificate. They don't match your compliance and crypto standards. Typically, you don't know who has access to the keys, because in some cases manufacturers use the same certificate for multiple devices, and maybe you have all those devices with the same certificate, but also it could be the case that a competitor has the same kind of device with the same certificate and could have now access there to your infrastructure. And what is also a big disadvantage, you have no revoke possibility because you are not able to send to the revocation list of the issuing CA. Therefore, the third insight is that the certificate of manufacturers you can't control, and therefore they are a potential threat to your network. So here the call for action is replace those certificates with your standard crypto material which are in your hand, in your full control. And our solution is therefore to bring you there the possibility to manage those certificates actively and work with our solution, the essendi XC crypto management. How does it look like? I will show you now in a short live demonstration. And I have to switch the screen. So I spoke before. No, that's not the thing. Sorry, I have to log in again. So now I am logged in again. I showed you before the life cycle of those certificates. Here we also want to start with the discovery part. So I created here a template which will now search my infrastructure for unknown devices. I assign it here to my search agent and I schedule it to immediate execution. So now it is set up here and this will now scan my infrastructure for crypto assets, for devices, for unknown certificates. And we will see what is happening there. I refresh it. Okay, it is still in progress. It will just take another second. And now you see it is done. If I open this search template, I see that it found already 3 certificates. And you see here, there is a CCTV camera, which has a certificate which is not managed by me, because it is here from the vendor, from Access. And here, one of the big disadvantages of those not handled certificates, for example, is here, the validity. You see, okay, this will never expire, at least in my lifespan. But this is a bad example for a certificate, for a good certificate, because here you have a certificate which will never expire, and therefore you have here an attack vector to your infrastructure, because in case of high power computers, at some point it can be broken, it can be encrypted, so there could be then an access anchor to your network. You see also further information that here the certificate does not have any information about your infrastructure, about your network, so the identity of the certificate is not from your side, and in this case I wouldn't trust those devices. So what can we do about that? We now know that we have here a device which needs a certificate, and therefore we want to manage and deploy a new certificate to those devices. Here with our web solution, the essendi XC, I have to log into this platform, and we have the possibility to really request the certificates and automate all the processes around. I forgot to show you one slide, and that's the part here I already accessed to the camera, and that's the second part why it is currently not working, is about the certificate you saw before, and I can't access it because it is not allowed, because the certificate is wrong and it was published by the wrong CA. But we will go there later and see how it can work. The first thing, when I enter the essendi XC, I have here the overview of all the certificates which are currently in place and all the things I have to do. But now we want to start there with the point that we request a new certificate for this camera. So the first thing I need to do is create a certificate. I want to call it camera webinar, and choose then the right profile for which I want to request a certificate. There, everything is filled out already by the system. When I click on next, I see a summary of all the things, and I get here the notice, okay, this is a highly important thing to do, so another person, a reviewer, has to approve my request. After I send it, now everything on my side is done. I already get the information that it is sent now to the reviewer. Here in this case, I have to switch roles. I have to log in as a reviewer. And I can see now that someone sent a request for a camera. Here you see it, my role as a reviewer. I can open it, check the data again, whether everything is valid, whether it fits our regulations. And when it is done and I see, okay, it is valid, everything is green, the system says, okay, it's good, I can approve it. And now it is sent to my CA and will shortly be published for my user. Now I have to switch back to my other role that I can deploy the certificate. Just taking a few seconds. And as you can see here, the certificate was now sent to the CA. We have to wait a few seconds till it is back from the CA. Just taking a few seconds. And you see already here, I have some certificates here which are deployed on other cameras, and I have here the full overview of the certificates which are currently in place. The next step is now to distribute the certificate. Therefore, we have a specific distribution unit for the access cameras. I have to name it, camera webinar. I can use here a template, so everything is pre-filled out for me. And now the last thing I have to do is save it and execute it right away. And the certificate is now already deployed to the camera. You see the status is okay. And if I revisit now the page here, I can enter it because there is a valid certificate. Let me check. Here you already see it. It's from our internal PKI. Therefore, my browser trusted. And now I can also access here the live feed and I can say hello to you guys. Now the full proof. Okay, we already did it, but now I can do it also here on this side. I have to log in again, sorry for that. Wait. And rerun here my test so that we get here the full proof again about the certificate, what is now in place, and see that the job was really done. So we have to wait a few seconds again. It's still in process, still searching. It will take a few seconds. And then we will have the full proof that the certificate is really on the place and it's now also monitored here by the discovery tool and everything works as it should. So we see here again, now we have the certificate from our internal PKI. You see all the information about the company inside the certificate. You have a validity which fits your regulations, and also the algorithm is in a size what I would say, okay, that's a standard thing, but is now currently secure. So that's it for now for the live demonstration, and back to my slides. A short summary about what was the showcase about. It is important, or CCTV cameras use the digital certificates to encrypt transmitted data. This is really relevant for customers, for users which are using the CCTV cameras, because they are there typically to monitor and secure large places, large public places. And that's really important because you depend on the correctness of those pictures which are provided, because you need there to have a good judgment to control situations. And also the transmitted data is highly irrelevant. So only a listed group of people should be allowed to have access to those material. It would be a worst case if a malicious user has access to those data. So let's start. How you can start with our tools. What is our way of working? The essendi XC, the essendi XC is therefore to manage your crypto keys and certificates everywhere in your network. And when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. Like your web servers, like your firewalls, like the IoT, OT devices I showed you before. And therefore, all those devices need certificates to work really secure and in a good and trusted environment. From a technical view, how would it look like? On the left side, you see the possibilities to connect to CAs and PKIs, like the Swiss sign or the digital cert CA. You see also our Microsoft PKI or the Microsoft PKI you have in your place. In the middle, you have the essendi XC, which is working there as a platform to get the certificates to the target devices. You have there the process engine to generalize all the requests and monitor them closely. And on the right side, you have the typical devices which are used and there to use certificates like mobile devices, web servers, email gateways, VPN gateways for the other gateways, the web cameras, machine components like IoT, OT devices, and also medical devices. And what is the exact role of essendi XC in your network? In a typical large complex network, you have numerous heterogeneous and often spread devices all over. The example I showed you before, like cameras, web servers, and so on. And it is not possible to manage their devices and crypto assets manually. You need to monitor the validity time of those certificates and keys, as well as to automate the processes of requesting and deploying around those devices. And therefore, you need a tool like the essendi XC. The other part is the regulation part. You all know that you have also regulation in KSA, like the NCA or the SAMA regulation, and they say that you need to have a secure operation and then continuous monitoring. And with our process engine, with the essendi XC, we bring you support to monitor and optimize those processes all around the crypto keys and the certificate management. The key benefits of our solution is to create and manage your crypto assets and to be in control and be in the driver's seat of all the things around the certificates. We are a central key and certificate management solution. The main features here in the summary: we can create and request crypto material. We can build up a crypto inventory to gain transparency, insight, and a structure in your crypto material. We can cover it all. We are a full lifecycle management. And you have there a crypto cockpit to monitor all activities with one view. Get there a dashboard with all the important information. You have a compliance frame. I spoke about the regulations, the NCA and SAMA. You have there the possibility to define your user rights and roles. It is one of the most important parts to decide and define who has access to which crypto material. You can standardize your processes with our process engine, and you get the full automation suite, which brings you the possibility to really deploy the certificates and keys to the target devices with a numerous ways, with a numerous interfaces like our APIs, the adapters and connectors, to really automate the processes till the last mile. And to be in the lead to avoid stillstand with our alerting and escalation methods. Again, the key benefits: avoid stillstands, establish easy zero trust in your network, encrypt all your data, information, and communication. Be in the driver's seat, manage your crypto assets. Therefore, build up trust and reliability within your network with essendi. One food for thought, a story which is told. At some places, people hide a spare key under their mat right in front their front porch. And a little bit in comparison to the certificates. In some companies, I still hear certificates are shared via mail and handled with open lists and so on. A little bit in comparison, like the people which are hiding the spare key under their mat. Would you really trust them to secure your network? Would you really see that this is a secure way? I'm not really. So how to keep the material safe and work with it, trust there in a centralized crypto management to really monitor access, to really automate the processes and align with your compliances. Thank you very much for listening. We were brought here by our trusted partner LoopTech, and we are really looking forward to hear from you, to give you a live demonstration about our products and give you more insights about managing crypto devices with essendi. Thank you very much. If you have questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat. I can answer them. If not, feel free, have a nice day, and we are looking forward to meet you.